The 930th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Heidi ho, degenerados. Welcome to episode 930 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Who was I going to dedicate this episode to? Boss Tang on YouTube, who says, thanks for the Volagden pick. You screwed me on 2 parlays. You are welcome.
He unsubscribed later, he said. Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, so he might not get this dedication.
That's okay.
Also,
but, hey, guess what? Go ahead.
That's
Gumby Vreeland,
until that point.
Exactly.
And Boston,
you are all adults, and you are responsible for your own picks, right?
And
it comes right down to it, right?
I'll make sure I refund you for the money that you spent on my pick. And also, like, that was a legit pick right there. I mean, like, he lost 29. He was right in that fight. It's not like I gave out, you could have gotten mad at Cubanza a couple of weeks ago because he looked terrible after I was touting him.
You love that guy.
Yeah, I loved him. And like, it turns out he can't take a punch, and that was a surprise.
No.
Volagden can take a punch, though.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he sure can. I'm still the spicy pimp. Yep. I'm the spicy pimp, Jeff Fox. That's standing Gumby Vreeland. And once again, you people are all adults. You're responsible for your own picks. All right. We're just giving you our suggestions. Pick as you may. But if you just blindly follow Gumby, as some people do when they don't have time to do research, you more often than not you will come out ahead. So all right, don't worry about it. All right, we're talking UFC Fight Night. Yesterday was a team ride on the prelims. Because Gumby talked me into the one fight I was on the fence about. See how the main card goes. Thoughts on the main card? We have a makeshift main event, but
how many different fights do you think we have on the main card?
That are okay.
How many do you think we're differing on?
2 to 3. I think we're going to differ a bit today.
I think less. I'm going to take the under 2.5 on differences.
Under 2.5. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, as I was saying, makeshift main event, but probably better one possibly than the one we were going to get, or maybe a tougher matchup, at least for the Brazilian. Yeah, definitely different. A lot of Brazilians on the card. 2 former champs. It's not going to blow your socks off on paper, but it's definitely a Brazil centric fight card, and hopefully it will answer. Well, we have some up and coming fighters on the card, so hopefully I'll answer some questions about them, and more importantly, hopefully we shall win some money on it. Before I get you more info on it, reminder: if you haven't already, download the SGPN app. Hard for me to say, but SGPN app in your app store for free access to all of SGPN's picks and podcasts. All right, I'm off to a great start reading. UFC Fight Night: Oliveira versus Gamrot, aka UFC Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This coming Saturday. We did the prelims yesterday. Make sure you check that one out if you haven't already. That is at 4 p.m. Eastern start time, 7 p.m. for the main card in the Farmácia Arena, Rio de Janeiro. 6 fights on the main card. Gumby thinks we're going to differ on 2 or less. Let's start things off with a featherweight bout. Lucas Almeida, Michael Aswell, Brazil versus United States of America. But Aswell, it seems like a British name to me, but that's just me. We'll tell you about Almeida first. 15-4, 9 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once, 2 and 3 in the UFC. He's won 1 of 4 and 3 of 6. He did lose his last bout. He's missed weight before at 145. That matters because if you lose weight, you tend to lose your fight as well. Macy Chasson, I'm looking at you. 0-1 to Contender Series because he lost to who?
Michael Aswell lost to...
No, not Michael Aswell, Almeida.
Oh, you're on Almeida.
Yeah.
I don't remember who he lost to. Aswell lost on Contender Series 2, though, right?
Yeah, I think they both.
Bogdan Grad for
Daniel Zellhuber was Almeida's. Yeah, so that's legit loss. Multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirt. Get this shirt right here. This is sticky on it. Get all our merch at sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Used to fight at 165 and 170. 2014 Pro MMA debut. He's 3 inches taller than Aswell. He has 2-inch reach advantage. He's been outstruck in the UFC and the Contender Series by 0.1 strikes per minute, so pretty much a wash. plus 126. Texas kid Aswell. So obviously he's not British. 10-3 with 5 knockouts. He's never been finished in a fight. 0-1 in the UFC. Loss over his last 3. 3-2 over his last 5. 0-1 in the Contender Series as well. It's Gumby said. So this is basically his 3rd kick of the can here. Do you remember who he lost to at Contender?
Bogdangrad. I do remember that one.
Here. There you go. Correct. He lost to Bogdangrad. Fury FC champion, which checks with him being a Texas guy. So he's fought at a pretty high level. He used to fight at 155, 9 years younger than Almeida. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes, and better grappling stats than Almeida. He's outstruck his 2 opponents. We have stats for about 1.17 strikes per minute, minus 132. I'll give you the Texas kid, Michael Aswell. Obviously, I like his resume. He's fought some quality opponents in the regional scene and in the UFC, but I think most of this is going to come down to volume. He really puts volume on people, even when he fights. Even when he loses, he tends to outstrike his opponents. So I think he's just going to put a pace on Almeida and win this fight, probably via decision.
Yeah, and look, I think the thing I like about Aswell is that, like you mentioned the volume. He's always right on top of his opponent. So like if you were the type of guy who, needs a breath here or there, or like needs to reset because you didn't like the way that combination felt or whatever, like he doesn't afford you that opportunity. And in fact, I kind of think he beat Bogdangrad. When I watched that fight, I was like, say Aswell's going to win because I just interviewed him. I was like, what, he's heading to the UFC because that output was so much fun. And then the decision came down on the other side, and I was shocked. I thought for sure he
outstruck him, I think.
Yeah, he did. And like
stat-wise, he outstruck him, yeah.
And Grad's got some big landing strikes, and that's the thing about Aswell is maybe he's not that big of a striker. But like he looked really good in that fight, and he looked good against Balajiaki too. It's not like he looked like crap in that fight. And we've seen Almeida just kind of like struggle with getting hit really hard. Andre Feely knocked the guy out. So yeah, I'm going to go with Michael Aswell here. I think the volume plays.
All right. Both in on Aswell as well. All right. So that's 8 straight picks that we have linked up on. Let's go to maybe Gumby's going to be right. 2 or less. Where are we moving to next, Gumby? We are moving once I get to the right topology page. All right. We are moving. Oh, more big boys. That's what we want, right? No, sorry. 145 again first, and then more big boys. So featherweight, Ricardo Ramos from Brazil. You know that because I said Ricardo Ramos. Kaan Ofli from Turkey. Featherweight, 3 5-minute rounds. Ofli. Genghis Khan Ofli is 11-4-1. 2 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out 1 time. He's 0-2 in the UFC. Before that, he won 8 straight fights. He's last won a fight February 2023. He went 2-0 in the Ultimate Fighter and then lost in the finale. He's a regional champ. Used to fight at 155. 2014 Pro MMA debut. Better striking stats than Ramos. He's been outstruck by 0.93 strikes per minute, plus 161. Ramos, Carcassinha, 17-7, 4 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted 3 times. 8-6 in the UFC. He's won 1 of 4, 3 of 8. He did lose his last bout. Used to fight at 135. Regional champion. 2012 Pro MMA debut. He's 2 inches taller than Ofli. He's got a half a foot reach advantage over him. 2 years younger, more active lightning strikes, and better grappling stats for Ramos. He's been outstruck by 1.09 strikes per minute, and he's at minus 175. Gumby.
I don't know who the hell Kaan Ofli pissed off, but it seems like the wrong guy because, like, this guy, I mean, obviously he had no say in his tough finale fight, but he fought Myron Santos, who has since beat Sadiq Youssef. Then they give him a fight off of that loss where he fights Muhammad Naimov. And now 0-2, they're going to feed him to Ricardo Ramos. And like, I know Ramos has not had the best run of luck, right? He's 1-3 in his last 4 fights, but like, this is way too much for Kaan Ofli, I think. Like, this is a really, truly terrible matchup for him. Like, I don't know why the line is as close as it is. Like, Ramos is like, he's really fast with the hands. He's got that ridiculous spinning elbow that has somehow knocked out 2 different people, including Ayman Zahabi, which is worth noting. He's a deadly kind of striker. And then, like, he's a better wrestler than Kaan Ofli is too, right? Like, so what's Ofli got to do to win this fight? The answer is probably catch Ricardo Ramos in a guillotine, because that's like the only way he's losing lately is by like shooting awful shots and getting submitted by a guy with a good guillotine. And like, don't get me wrong, Kaan Ofli's got a good sub game. We saw him almost sub Nate Fletcher, or did he sub Nate? almost sub Nate Fletcher in that tough fight, but like he's not there, or like he's not gonna sub Ricardo Ramos, I don't think, unless Ramos does like some really dumb stuff. And granted, he's done some dumb stuff twice, but here I am banking on him not doing it a third time.
Yep. I'm in on him as well. Almeida, that would be.
You mean Ramos?
Ramos, yes. Different Brazilian. Ramos, like you said, super fast striking. He's got a half a foot of reach advantage too to utilize that striking, but he's also more of a grappler and very aggressive going for subs.
He really needs that. So. He really needs that grappling to be defensive grappling here, though.
Yeah. So Ramos is the pick here. So, all right, we linked up again. Let me talk about mybookie.ag. We're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out all the UFC live to talk about over at MyBookie. And when you do head to mybookie.ag, use our promo code MMA SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. So that's mybookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. And Novig, N-O-V-I-G. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices. They have reduced juice on a bet. For example, Eagles minus 7.5. You can get that for like minus 103. So that's what we want. Reduced VIG. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get it in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right, big boys again. This one is at heavyweight. We got Jhonata, Diniz, Mario Pinto. So we got Brazil versus Portuguese. Let's tell you about Pinto first. 10-0, 6 knockouts, 1 submission. He's 1-0 in the UFC, 1-0 Contender Series, 2 straight wins via TKO. He's a regional champ. He's an inch taller than Diniz, 7 years younger. He's been outstruck in the 2 fights we have stats for, about 1.62 strikes per minute. Better grappling stats than Diniz, but neither guy really grapples, plus 115. Diniz, 9-1, 7 knockouts. He's been knocked out once, 3-1 in the UFC. He won his last bout, 1-0 Contender Series, 22-7 in pro kickboxing and a champion there. Based on the last weigh-ins, he was 11 pounds heavier than Pinto. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes than Pinto. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.87 strikes per minute, minus 110. I expect this to be like I said, not much grappling in Pinto's at, and Diniz is a professional kickboxer, so he's not going to grapple. It's going to be a striking battle. I will take the more technical striker of the two, which would be Diniz. Not just more technical, but he's fought better opponents as well. And he puts more of a pace on people. Pinto's kind of good at not good at, but well, I guess he's good. He's 10-0, but he's good at sitting back and picking his spots. Well, I think Diniz will be able to put more of a pace on him and have a better chance at knocking him out. So give me Jhonata, Diniz.
Pinto got knocked down by Austin Lane.
There you go. That's the through line I was told.
Not great when you're going to fight a kickboxer of this level. And I'm not hating on Austin Lane. I actually think he's got a lot of talent, especially for somebody who entered the sport as late as he did. But like Jhonata Diniz has been kickboxing since he was in diapers. And then now he's going to go in there and have a technical kickboxing match with a guy who's been dropped by guys who haven't been kickboxing since they were in diapers, And for me, I just think that that's too much of a difference maker here. I think Diniz hits way harder. I think he's way more technical on the feet. I don't think either of these guys are shooting takedowns. Like if you told me Mario Pinto had like, a takedown card in his back pocket, like maybe I'd sit here and consider him, but I think Diniz is going to knock his head off. So give me Jhonata Diniz.
Have we seen any grappling from Pinto? I haven't in any of the tape I've watched.
I want to say I remember seeing him shoot a takedown in Levels one time because he used to be the Levels champ, right? Levels Fight League, LFL. But like, it wasn't anything that I want to replicate. It's not anything I want to see again. I'm just going to go with Diniz. I'm going to expect a striking match here.
All right. Agreed. Again, let's go third from the top now. Vicente Luque, Brazil, but he was born in New Jersey. Joel Alvarez from Spain. I'll tell you about Luque first. The Silent Assassin. 23-11-1. 11 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's 16-7 in the UFC. Win, loss over his last 4, 2-4 over his last 6. He got submitted in his last bout. 1-1 the Ultimate Fighter. Used to fight at 185. 2009 Pro MMA debut. More active landing strikes than Alvarez and better grappling stats. He's been outstruck by 0.23 strikes per minute, plus 410. El Fenomeno, another one. Yesterday was Fenomeno. Now we have the phenomenal Joel Alvarez, 22-3, 5 knockouts, 17 submissions. He's finished everyone. He's been knocked out twice. He owes his rounds, damn it. 7-2 in the UFC. He's taking this fight on short notice. It was supposed to be a graybeard fight, right? Santiago Ponzinibbio was the original opponent for Luque. Alvarez has won 3 straight and 7 of 8. His past 3 wins, all via finish. He's fought at 145, 155, missed weight twice at 155. He's a regional champ, 2013 pro MMA debut. 4 inches taller than Luque, 2-inch reach advantage, 2 years younger, which is surprising, right? He seems so much younger than Luque.
Luque's only really 33. When you said graybeard fight, like that dude is not that old.
Yeah, I know. He's not old. He's got some miles on him though. Alvarez has been he's outstruck his opponents by 1.19 strikes per minute, minus 461. I think you're gonna go dog here.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I love Joel Alvarez. I love Joel Alvarez.
Okay, good.
And the other thing here is like there's like a narrative out there being like, well, he's going up in weight. And like, think about all the things we don't like when a fighter goes up in weight. First of all, we don't like him going up in weight because we're worried about his size. Well, he's massive and he's way bigger than Vicente Luque.
Yeah.
We don't like that he doesn't have the power. You don't think his power plays up a weight class? And like, then the third thing, like, in the past, we've worried about Alvarez's cardio. We're not sure how long he can, bring that crazy power he brings. Well, now he's not cutting weight. So like, for me, this is a win-win situation for Joel Alvarez. Like, he gets a big name. He gets to go to the weight class he probably belongs in, and he's still got all of the physical advantages that he typically has. And not for anything, and I hate saying this about fighters sometimes because it's like just, kind of a cheap shot, but like, there seems to be some quit at this stage in his career from Vicente Luque.
Like over his career. A lot of miles on him.
And he just gets to positions where you're like, he should be able to work out of that. And then like all of a sudden he didn't. And you're like, did he just like kind of, the submission to Kevin Holland is like a perfect example. Like, he's in a bad spot. And you're like, Vicente 5 years ago would have like, gator rolled and found a way to squeeze his elbow out of there and wound up in a weird grappling position, but he would have scrambled like, his life depended on it. He just doesn't anymore. He just kind of settles in and then is done. And Alvarez does not let people off the hook ever. Like, this guy is a finisher with a capital F. I'm going to take Alvarez here.
I wonder if Alvarez is going to stick at welterweight or not. I'm assuming he's just doing this to get a fight in.
I don't know if he gets it. If he pops into the rankings after this one, who knows?
Because he has missed weight at 155, so it's probably
he's
a
huge.
Very difficult weight cut
he's
for him.
So
yeah. All right, we're both in on Alvarez. All right, 2 more fights to go before we get to them.
I was right. The underdog just hit, by the way.
Yeah, you're right. The under hit. All right. Underdog Fantasy. It's a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Available for a ton of sports. Gummy's got to play for you right now.
Sure, I'll take the higher than on Michael Aswell significant strikes. Look, that fight is going to go 15 minutes most likely. The dude just does not let up with his pressure. Probably going to throw, probably going to land 100 significant strikes. So give me the higher than Michael Aswell's significant strikes.
Yes, I concur. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. You get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code, only our code, MMA SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL with picks and props. They went 8-2 at passing prop overs in week 5 and 5-0 and Dylan Gabriel debut props. Who's he play for, Gumby?
He plays for the Browns, my man.
They just traded their quarterback, right?
They traded their formerly starter quarterback, and then he was a backup for a week. And then while he was the backup for a week, then they traded.
Yes. All right. I know that much. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Gumby prize to play for you.
Sure, I'll take the Broncos laying 7.5 against the Jets. The Jets are so bad. There's really no more breakdown than you need them at. Not only are they bad, they got to fly over to London for a home game. So it's a home game, but not even really a home game. They're 7.5 point underdogs. I bet you they lose by 3 scores. Give me the Broncos laying the points.
All right. See if Rhythm agrees with Gumby. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use our promo code SGPN25. All right. I had a feeling, I was thinking maybe you would take Luque, but I'm glad you didn't. All right. 2 fights left. We have got our co-main event and our main event. That's the way it works. Co-main event, Deiveson Figueiredo, former champ from Brazil, Montel, Jackson, United States. 3 5-minute rounds, 135. Tell you about Figueiredo first. Decal, Deuce de Guerra, God of War, 24-5-2, 9 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted once. 13-5-1 in the UFC, a 2-time flyweight champion. He has lost 2 straight fights and won 3 straight before that. TKO in his last bout, but that was due to injury. Used to fight at flyweight, as I mentioned. He missed weight before there. Move up to bantamweight's gone pretty well for me. He's been competitive at least. 2012 Pro MMA debut. He's a BJJ champ. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.82 strikes per minute. He's at plus 250. Quick Jackson, Montel Jackson, 15-2, 8 knockouts, 1 submission, never been finished in a fight. 9-2 in the UFC. He's won 6 straight, 9 of 10. He's missed weight before at bantamweight. Keep an eye on that. 1-0 contender series. He's fed at 145 and 155. 5 inches taller than Figueiredo, 7-inch reach advantage, 5 years younger. Better striking stats, more athletic strikes, better grappling stats. He's outstruck his opponent for 1.83 strikes per minute, minus 272. Give me quick Jackson. Younger, bigger, on the come up still. Figueiredo is starting to show, like he's still competitive, but he's starting to show his age and the wear and tear here. And he's going up against a massive guy. A guy used to fight at 155, and who is on the come up and is pretty dangerous on the feet. So give me quick Jackson.
I'm taking Deiveson Figueiredo.
I had a feeling you would. Fool. Well, you're a fool.
For why? Because who did Montel Jackson beat that gives you great faith?
No, that's the thing. This is a big.
Hanayaya gave you the faith that he's going to win this fight.
Why is he taking shit?
I love Hanayaya.
Poor
You're
Hani.
not going to find anybody who likes Hanayaya better than me. But like
Daniel Marcos is good.
Oh yeah, Daniel Marcos. What's Daniel Marcos good at? Tell me what Daniel Marcos is good at. He's a good pitter-patter striker, right? Like he's a good, like a Michael Aswell. He's going to rack up a whole bunch of strikes and be in your face. How did Montel Jackson beat him? He had to go back and forth in a grappling contest, and he gave up more takedowns than Daniel Marcos did.
Right.
More takedowns.
Tell us how Figueiredo is going to win, rather than
takedowns. Just takedowns for days.
Oh, okay.
He took down Piotr Jan and had his back in the first round of that 5-round fight. Like he's still, I know people are talking about his decline. He took down he took down Corey Sandhagen to be in that like weird position where his knee popped out, right?
Yeah.
Took down Piotr Jan and took his back, beat the hell out of Chito Vera. We're 2 fights away from a guy who beat the crap out of Chito Vera, and we're fading him against Montel Jackson at 3-1. Like that to me is nonsense. Like this is still a guy who goes out and beats top 5. Right, Chito Vera is probably top 5 bantamweight in the world, if not at least like top 7 or 8. Right, we're talking about a guy who goes out and beats the hell out of top 7 or 8 bantamweights in the world, and we're fading him against Montel Jackson, who ain't beat anybody. No, and that's he isn't going to beat anybody until he does. But he didn't look good in the wins that he has either. So. Deiveson Figueiredo, you're going to give me 2.5 to 1. I'll take it.
All right, you take the 37-year-old with a knee injury. You do that, but you get 2 to 1, or 2.5 to 1. So there you go. That is the risk you take for that. Main event time. Charles Oliveira, another former champ from Brazil. Mateusz Gamrot from Poland. 5 5-minute rounds, 155. We'll tell you about Gamrot first. Gamer. 25-3 with 1 no contest, 8 knockouts, 5 submissions. He has never been finished in a fight. He's 8-3 in the UFC. He is stepping in here on short notice. He's won 4 of 5, including his last bout. He's a 2-weight division KSW champion, or was, because he used to fight down at 145. 2012 Pro MMA debut. He's a multi-time ADCC European champion in grappling. Year younger than Oliveira. This is another one. Oliveira seems so much younger, so much older. Gamrot has outstruck his opponents by 0.31 strikes per minute, plus 100. This line has flipped back and forth. Oliveira is now a slight favorite. Do Bronx, 35-11 with 1 no contest, 10 knockouts, 21 submissions. He's been knocked out 5 times, submitted 4 times. 23-11 with 1 no contest in the UFC. The former champion, loss over his last 5. He got knocked out in his last bout. He's missed weight before at 155. He's fought at 145 and 170. Missed weight 4 times at 145. 2008 Pro MMA debut. A BJJ champ. 4-inch reach advantage over Gamrot. More active landing strikes. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.15 strikes per minute, minus 103, and Gumby gets to wrap it up.
I'm going to go Charlie Olives.
Me too. We're back on the same page.
Yeah, and you know what? You know me. I love a good Polish grappler. Regularly. I like Rembeki. I like Mateusz Gamrot. I like that dude we just had on Contender Series a few weeks ago, Iwu. But like the bottom line is like I had to go back and watch Gamrot tape to be like, what would this look like against Charlie Olives? And the part that hung me up that made me feel like he can't beat this guy is the fight with Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker, long lightweight. Charlie Olives, kind of a long lightweight. And it just felt like Gamrot couldn't get to him. You know what I mean? Like he was throwing overhand rights that were 3 feet short. He was getting hit with jabs and then trying to counter, and he wasn't even close. And then by the time he started to shoot some takedowns, he like couldn't get close to the legs either because he was in a position where he kept getting hit every time he was close. Now, Charlie Olives comes from more of a grappling background, but his boxing has really played up lately, and I kind of feel like he can do a lot of those same things. Throw the push kick to the chest and, hit him with little teeps and things like that. And then on top of that, too, like when he did get in on Dan Hooker's legs and Dan Hooker just like, kind of countered the position a couple of times, the position this time is a submission. It's not Dan Hooker trying to get up. It's your neck being taken. And it doesn't take a lot for Charlie Olives to put you away. He gets a tiny opening and he puts you away. I think he's the better boxer here. I think the only place that Gamrot has an advantage is pure wrestling, not jiu-jitsu, not grappling, not clinch work, not just wrestling. And I just can't take a guy in a 5-round fight against Charlie Oliveira when I think the only path to victory is laying on him for 25 minutes.
Yep. I got concerns for Gamrot taking this short notice, being a 5-round fight as well, and being on enemy turf. Oliveira has never lost in Brazil, in the UFC or outside. He's 6-0 in the UFC in Brazil. Obviously that probably could just a fluky stat, but it's a stat nonetheless. Better boxer with more reach. I think he's more dangerous everywhere as well. Gamrot doesn't finish people. This would be different if he was a slugger that finishes people. I think if you're not going to finish Oliveira, you're not going to beat him at this point. I think if it goes to the ground, obviously Oliveira is super dangerous on the ground, and he's more dangerous on the feet as well. So I like Charlie Olives here. Now you got me saying Charlie Olives. I'm sad that it's not a dog anymore. It slowly crept closer and closer, and now it's flipped to him being the favorite, but it's still a pretty decent line here. So, all right, let's recap. Oliveira, Gumby, very vehemently likes Figueiredo here. I like Jackson. Keep that energy when the fight rolls around. Alvarez, Diniz, Ramos, and Aswell are team rides for us. All right, we're going to do some fancy plays now for you. I think it's my turn to kick off a lock, unless Gumby wants to tell you what it's going to be already. Do you know what my lock is?
I don't know. Are you going to go Jhonata Diniz?
No, heavyweights that's too risky. I was thinking that though, because that's a good line. I'll take Ricardo Ramos minus 175. Like you said, why is the line that close? So there you go.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna go Michael Aswell. Similar kind of stance there. I think he's really good in being undervalued, so I'll take Michael Aswell.
Okay, for my dog, I'm going to yesterday's show. Give me Thomas the Train Peterson plus 260. A big dog here, but if you listen to yesterday's episode, you will see why we like him, and the line shouldn't be as wide as it is. So I will take a big dog here.
I'm going to go nickel. Not much of a dog here, much closer line, but I think that one's incorrect in the way that it's lined. So I'll take nickel.
There you go. I'm going prelims for my fancy play as well. Obviously, Valter Walker via submission plus 175. I was shocked to see it was that good of a line because that's all he's been doing is submitting people. A very particular submission as well. If you can get a heel hook, you're going to get an even better line.
You can find those on some sports books. There's one in particular that's available in Massachusetts that regularly offers that. And I can point people in the right direction if they want to see it later on.
Get in the Discord. SportsGambling.com/Discord.
Right on. Yeah, for my prop, I'm gonna take Luan Lacerda by submission. Right now it's like plus 110. I know that's like, barely a plus money prop here, but like, again, I've just been overwhelmed with how good his grappling game is, and I think he's going to dominate in that one. So give me Luan Lacerda's submission line.
If he's going to win, that tends to be the way that he wins. So no surprise. Aswell, Ramos are the locks. Nickel, Peterson are the dogs. Lacerda sub, Walker sub are the prop plays. All right, we got Hungry Man Jong Sumpling coming up for you.
Oh, we're just gonna go parlay. I led off with the one that you just mentioned. It's already in there. Walter Walker by submission, plus 175. It's a great parlay builder. It's a great play straight up if you like it there. I like that quite a bit, and I'm gonna pair it with my dog of the week. I'm gonna take Nickel by submission as well. As I said, he had the back of Jesus Aguilar in their fight. He looked really, really, really good in that fight until he slipped off and got himself caught. But he's a guy who's got, just an exceptional ground game. And right now his subline is plus 425, which I can't seem to figure out why it would be there, but that's where it's at. So when you pair those two together, you're going to get plus 1343, which is beautiful. 2 fights and up over 10-1.
All right, Walker, Nickel via submission. You are set. We'll be in the Discord, as I mentioned, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Hit us up on the old YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast, Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff X Writer on Instagram. Go to my Substack, enter my free UFC Pick'em contest. Check out all my MMA articles at moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has a podcast called Top Turtle. Tell the people who is on that podcast this week.
We got Eduardo Pena as well as Aleos de la Rosa, who is fighting at CFFC tomorrow.
So check it out, Top Turtle, wherever you get your podcast. And of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Gumby, get us out of here.
All right, I'm Jada Gumby Vreeland. He's the clean monster, Jeff Fox, and we will see you later today.